Taiji, Japan, known to be a small fishing village as well as a beautiful town, with tons of sightseeing places such as temples, Zen gardens, and the view of the village itself is breathtaking. But this is also the homeland where dolphins get slaughtered. Luis Sagoyos, director of the Cove documentary, states that an estimated 23,000 dolphins are slaughtered each year in this small fisherman village. That's right, 23,000, bleed to death, cry in pain, and stain the waters red. Today I'll be giving you a glimpse of the dolphin slaughter in Taiji, Japan. Not only is the slaughter of dolphins brutal, it's also affecting and poisoning the people who are consuming it, and they don't even know anything about it. Now let me get into a little more detail on how they are brutally killed and when this dolphin drive begins. The dolphin drive begins on September 1st through March. They start early in the morning before sunrise. 12 boats go out about 20 miles to sea. As said by Jay Alabaster on August 22nd, 2010 on the HuffingtonPost.com, Taiji fishermen use a method called oigomi to hunt dolphins, banging on metal poles in their boats to create a wall of sound and herd them to shore. The next morning, dolphin trainers will arrive in search of dolphins they could use for entertainment. The rest that aren't selected are taken back to the cove and are slaughtered by getting stabbed to death multiple times and bleed. Some manage to escape, but most of the time it's rare. The dolphins squeak and make tons of noises before they go silent, and the water turns crimson red. The fishermen pull them out of the water and send them up to get butchered and processed for sale. 23 dolphins are killed a year, as quoted by Rick O'Barry from the Academy Award-winning documentary The Cove. This year is ground zero for the largest slaughter of dolphins on planet Earth. 2,000 will survive the slaughter only to be in captivity for the rest of their lives, such as swim with dolphin programs, aquariums, and amusement parks, and so on. Taiji is the largest dolphin supplier around the world. Fishermen earn up to $600 for one dead dolphin for the meat, and for one live dolphin sold to a trainer, they earn up to $150,000 or more. On August 27, 2011, on the Daily Camera newspaper, it is stated that during a meeting with one of the Taiji fishermen, that they only hunt dolphins not for their meat or for the dolphinarium industry, but as a pest control. So they kill them because they're pretty much competing for the fish out there, since most of them eat fish as their dietary protein over there. This brings me to my second main point on how consuming dolphin can give you mercury poisoning. Mercury can be dangerous when consumed. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, and young children are prone to get very ill from mercury. As stated in the Nutrition Action Health Letter published in 2003, mercury is a neurotoxin, which means it can damage the brain and nervous system. Health problems caused by mercury depend on how much is entered your body, how it is entered, and how long you have been exposed to it. Impairment of peripheral visions, disturbances and sensations, usually in the hands, feet, sometimes in the mouth. Lack of coordination of movements, such as writing, impairment of speech, hearing, walking, muscle weakness, skin rashes, mood swing, memory loss, and mental disturbances are all side effects of mercury poisoning. In volume 24, issue 1 in the Earth Island Journal, published in 2009, it says the Japanese Health Ministry is well aware of the risk of eating mercury-contaminated food, but it is eclipsed by far the more politically powerful Japanese fishery agencies, which runs the Taiji dolphin hunt. The agency has worked successfully to hide the dolphin slaughter from its own citizens and has clamped a lid on any stories about whales and dolphins in the Japanese media that vary from the government story. Tests have shown toxic levels in dolphin meat sold in the market containing up to 2,000 parts per minute, which factor in ppm they always use, of mercury in the meat. Japan government only allows no more than 0.04 parts per minute. On May 16, 2010, in the San Diego Examiner, Server writes that Taiji kills the dolphins and then transports the meat to stores all over Japan. Dolphin meat has abnormally high mercury levels and should not be sold or eaten. Not only is Taiji killing these animals in excess, but they are also transporting the toxic meat to supermarkets under the open eyes of the government. According to Volume 22, Issue 1 in the Earth Island Journal published in 2007, the Director of Food Products for the Ukua Supermarket Corporation, Mr. Yasunari Kanki, banned the sale of all dolphin meat in all of their stores throughout Japan due to the high levels of mercury. Some of the meat is even disguised as whale meat. So people are buying whale meat and it's really dolphin meat they're eating and still getting poisoned by mercury. This brings me to my final main point on how it is being spread. Since the majority of Japan doesn't even know this kind of stuff is going on in their own country, they made the documentary The Cove, which was filmed in 2009, to show what is happening in this village, plus to show the whole world. Film director of The Cove, Louis Sahayos, in conjunction with several anonymous Japanese groups, arranged for 2,000 copies of the Japanese dub version, The Cove, to be mailed to all residents from the coastal town. The people of Taiji deserve to know what millions of others around the world have learned about their town, says the director. In 2009, the documentary The Cove, Sahayos interviewed random Japanese citizens on the street and asked if they knew about the slaughter. All of them said no and couldn't believe it's going on in their own country. On September 1st, 2011, Dolphin Day awareness was celebrated around the world for the first time. As said in Washington Examiner, parts of the world groups gathered outside of the Japanese embassies as part of the International Day of Awareness for the Dolphins of Taiji, sponsored by social media campaigns such as Save Misty the Dolphin and Celebrate Japan Dolphin Day, sponsored by Save Japan Dolphins. Now that you know more about the dolphins slaughter, let me review the information I've shared. I first explain how they got brutally killed, how they are loaded with tons of mercury and what it can do to your body, and how Japan doesn't even know any of this is going on and how it's being spread. So I hope you go learn something today.